First of all, I want to say thank you so much for this amazing honor. I want to acknowledge that I have so many family and friends that are here today that I'm just so blessed by that. I thank my parents for coming. They were the ones that paid for my first diving lessons and paid for all the trips to take me to dive meets and all that fun stuff. And for my husband and my son who still support me and let me go do this sport that I love so much. And I also have some friends from the Midland area and also some coaches that I'll talk about in just a minute. I always felt like I hadn't achieved everything I wanted to achieve. I started very late into the sport. I didn't start until I was in high school and felt like I was always playing catch up. I never reached the pinnacles I wanted to reach in high school. In college, I felt like I never quite got to the level that I should have been at. And so when Masters came around and was an option for me, I said, why not? I mean, it's something that I've always wanted to do. So I wanted to do more. So in 1990, I went to my first Masters meet in Bethesda, Maryland. I swept all 3 events and set a national record on 1 meter in my first meet, which was pretty exciting. But more importantly, I was embraced by the Masters family. And I was immediately felt like I was part of a group where we all had the same passion and we all had the same love. I won my first World Masters Championship in 1992, which was a lifetime goal for me, to be a world champion at something. And in 2001, I scored my first set of straight 10s on a dive, a reverse dive from 10 meter. I was honored to have won many national and world events and to represent this sport as a competitor, a judge, and a coach. This sport has allowed me to work with some amazing people, and I've gotten to travel to some amazing places. I've enjoyed sharing this sport I love with young people, as I currently do as a high school coach and a club coach and help coach at camps. 2 years ago, I thought my diving career was over when I dislocated my shoulder in Riccione. For the first time in my life, I had to deal with something that I had always had to struggle to understand with my own athletes, and that was fear. I'd never had fear before. I was always pretty fearless. And to have that fear of re-injuring or having that happen again was something I had to learn how to deal with. But the past 2 years, I've been able to fight through that, relearn my dives, and this year I was able to compete platform again and win both the platform and the synchronized platform in Montreal. There are 3 very special people that I have to thank, because without them I would never have made it this far. And they're my 3 very special coaches. The first was my high school coach, Mark Antonoff. Mark saw something in me that nobody else saw. I was just the 3rd best diver on the team until he got there. And then after he left, I was the best. And I was going to college on scholarship. It's because of Mark that I actually wanted to be a coach in the first place, because he inspired me so much to believe in myself, and I want to do that with all the kids that I work with. My college coach, Joe Elam, who's here tonight. Joe was a wonderful person to work with at Texas Tech and was there for me at a time when I was struggling with some really tough issues in my own life. And without him, I don't think I could have continued in this sport. Joe was also the one that helped teach me how to spot belts, and so I carried that skill on to this day, and I thank you for that. And then John Proctor, who I have worked with for the last 15 years, and John has been one of my best friends and has been my own personal coach for the past 15 years, which is the majority of my master's diving career. And I could not thank you enough for all that you give to me all the time and just for being there for me always. I mean, he's been my cheerleader, helping me get back on the horse that threw me after my injury, and I just thank you so much for that. Being inducted into this International Hall of Fame is beyond my wildest dreams. And this honor that you're bestowing to me today is one of the most amazing things that could ever happen to an athlete. To be thought of as one of the greats in your sport is almost beyond comprehension. To all my competitors out there, I'm not retiring now that I'm in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to keep diving as long as I possibly can until it's no longer physically possible for me to do so. But I want to say thank you again for this amazing honor, and I will spend the rest of my days as a diver and as a coach striving to live in a way that will always bring honor to the title Hall of Fame diver. Thank you.